What the fuck is up, Pokefighters? This is Scott, aka Baker Turtle here, bringing you another Fantasy League Pokefighters GBA battle. This is week 5 against my good buddy Steven, coach of the Twin Leaf Town Tauros. Um, as you can see, the team he brought this week against me was Hitmonchan, which is his spinner. He's got priority. It's pretty good. Raichu, Mega Venusaur, Alakazam, which I assume will be sashed, Metagross, and Chansey. And this week, I did a lot of prep for him, as I believe he would be my toughest opponent so far. And so I had to put in a lot of work prepping for his team. And I decided to go with a Focus Sashed, Oblivious, Endeavor, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Shard, Mamoswine this week. I really wanted to get those rocks up, start off. I expected him to bring Staraptor, honestly. He has Staraptor on his team, and when I was looking at his team and my team, I realized that Staraptor is a big threat to me. I don't have really anything to resist it, and a lot of things, and if late game comes, he can really tear through my team, and I really wanted those stealth rocks up, and but he actually didn't bring it, so I was pretty glad he didn't bring it. And then the next Pokemon I decided to bring was Assault Vest Scizor this week. I got a lot of special defense investment. I'm anticipating him to want to bring HP Fire and a lot of things. That Mega Venusaur, Alakazam, that Raichu probably too. And I really want to be able to take a hit and kill something back. Mainly that Alakazam. I expect there to be a situation where I could possibly pursuit trap him or something. So need to be able to take a HP Fire. I've got Mega Pinsir this week. Rocking the Quick Attack, Return, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Earthquake for that Metagross, and Quick Attack Return is all the coverage I really need, and with Earthquake, that's all I need. And I'm bringing Starmie this week. Rapid Spin, I need the Rapid Spinner. I don't want to bring Defog on Salamence because I got something else in mind for him, but I'm rocking that Analytic this week actually because I expect to be in a lot of situations to where I'll have Starmie in and he'll want to switch out because Starmie outspeeds a lot of his team, barring the Alakazam. And yeah, so I want to be able to catch something on that switch out. And I've also got Physically Defensive Sublime to take on that Hitmonchan, and Metagross. Just it walls a lot of his physically offensive mons, so I thought it was pretty good. With that Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Sneak for that Alakazam. I want to be able to. I really saw Alakazam as a threat for my team, so I have a lot of priority with Bullet Punch Scizor, Ice Shard Mamo, Shadow Sneak, Sublime, Quick Attack, just things like that, so I can take it out if it gets down to its sash. And then I have fully specially defensive Salamence this week, max HP, max special defense, because I need an answer for that Mega Venusaur. And I was looking at my team and I don't really have an answer. So I figured if I go especially defensive Salamence, I could take it on, and I'm rocking the Aerial Ace, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, and Roost. With Intimidate, so I can switch in on some physical attackers, and also take special hits from Alakazam, and basically anything I want. So let's hurry and get into this battle. So here we got Steven starting off. Hey, he decides to start off with his Chansey, while I have Mamo here. I just want my rocks up right away. I know his Chansey can't really do anything besides probably like Seismic Toss or Toxic Me. I'm not really afraid of that. I just want rocks for sure. And because I have a spin blocker in Sublime that I can switch in every time, so I want to make sure that he'll never get these rocks away. So he switches in his Metagross. I expect the the steel type move, but he just goes for his own rocks, and I'm like, okay, sure. And here he decides to switch out. I expect to switch out, so I actually go for a knockoff. I thought he would go out into his Chansey, but I really should have Will-O-Wisped here. No reason not to, but I got some pretty decent damage there, and I'm not invested at all in attack, so I know immediately that he's not defensive at all. He's an offensive Venusaur, which proves to be a bit of a problem for my Salamence, since Salamence is my designated check to this, and when he has rocks on the field, I'll take 25% every time I switch in, but I'm pretty confident Salamence can take a hit. And so he just goes for the Giga Drain, which is quad resisted, and I take that like a boss. As he gets his energy, I get my leftovers, and here I expect him to not really fear me that much, so I'm just gonna set up on him, and I take a Sludge Bomb decently well. If he wasn't so offensive, I probably would have taken that a lot better. But here I just Dragon Dance up, and I want to be able to kill this thing with an Aerial Ace. But first, I'm gonna go for the Roost because I don't want to take any more damage than I need to. As he just decides to switch out here into his Metagross. I'm not really fearing anything besides maybe an Ice Punch, but actually I don't go for the Roost here. I just go straight away for the Aerios. Anyways, I see that he has Rocky Helmet, so I'm not fearing anything. He just goes for the Bullet Punch. I don't know why he went for the Bullet Punch. Maybe he just wanted damage and he expected maybe an Earthquake or something, but here I actually decided to Roost because I know he's defensive, and I really pushed my luck there in case he had Ice Punch, but here I just go for the Earthquake, and it's a crit, so I'm not invested in attack that much, just 8 EVs, but after +1, and it depends on how defensive he was, that crit may or may not have mattered. But I have Roost, and another attack would have definitely taken Metagross out, so I don't really think that crit mattered that much. Now here I switch out into my designated check into Alakazam. The way he switched it in, I was kind of fearing the HP Ice. I don't know if he would bring HP Ice for the Salamence or HP Fire for Scizor, but he actually has the Dazzling Gleam for Salamence and HP Fire, and I take that like a boss and straight up just go for the Pursuit. I expected him to switch out, but he didn't. He just attacked me, so there we have it. And at this point I don't have recovery on this, and it did its job. It got Alakazam down to priority range, so I'm not afraid of the Alakazam at all anymore, and I don't need Scizor anymore, so I'm just gonna let this die, and it did its job. Good job, Scizor. I really was proud of what he did to the Alakazam, tanking that HP Fire like a boss. So now I bring in Starmie, and I know I outspeed this, and I know I'm gonna get a big hit on this, so I decided to go for the Psyshock, expecting the Chansey to come in. I just want to see how much this does. I don't know if it'll be strong enough, but with that Anti-Leak damage, I get that down to 50%. And here I'm not afraid of anything. He might want to T-Wave me or something, but at this point I'm just gonna spin away the rocks now that his Stealth Rocker is gone, and now rocks on my end are gone for sure, while the rocks on his end are there to stay up as long as I have Sublime to spin block. Now here I expect something like a Seismic Toss or something, but he actually reveals that he's Charge Beam, and later on he told me that he actually brought the wrong Chansey, as this did not have Serene Grace, so he probably could have had gotten a special attack boost there and probably done a little bit more damage. But yeah, so I think that, and this time I actually go for the Will-O-Wisp. I had recognized my mistake immediately when he switched out into Venusaur, and I just gonna straight up go for the Will-O-Wisp, get that residual damage, and that'll definitely come in useful. And here again I just straight up go into my Mega Venusaur check in Salamence, and I know I can. And now there's no rocks, so I don't have to worry about that 25% damage. And yeah, and Steven was very smart in bringing offensive Mega Venusaur here, because honestly, this was the best option I had to take on this. So here I'm just gonna straight up go for Aerial Ace. He outspeeds me, showing that he invested some speed in this, and I just straight up go for Aerial Ace and knock it out. So I'm really proud of Salamence. He did his job, got rid of that Venusaur. That was his main job here, and he did it. So at this point, I really don't need Salamence anymore either, and I'm banking on winning either with Mamoswine or Mega Pinsir. So I just let Salamence go down to the Raichu, and again, go straight out into Starmie, because I know I outspeed and I'll get a big hit off. As he just straight up goes for the extreme speed, sacking off his Raichu. I guess he figured he didn't need it anymore. But yeah, I figured it might have come in use in hand against my Mamoswine, since it outspeeds me and it can go for the Grass Knot. But I'm Focus Sashed either way, so I'll be able to live a hit. As he goes into his Alakazam, and at this point I don't need Starmie either. I got rid of the rocks, and I don't want to take a hit on anything. Sublime is there to check that Hitmonchan. I really don't want anything happening to Hitmonchan, and I have Mamoswine, Sublime, and Mega Pinsir left. As he straight up just goes into his Hitmonchan, as I just Ice Shard away, and I go for the EQ because I'm Sash, so I know I can live a hit, and I just want to KO this thing, as he does not go for the priority Mach Punch or Bullet Punch. He later told me that he thought I would switch, and he thought it was a good play, but I told him, hey, I was Focus Sash, so I knew I would live a hit, and he's like, okay. So here I'm just gonna EQ away, and straight up go for the EQ, and Chansey's Flamethrower isn't gonna do much to me, as I'll just go for another EQ and take out this Chansey with a crit. And crit didn't matter. And Mamoswine putting into work again, and at this point it's just GG. I got priority, and Mamoswine came out with the late game sweep again with 3-0, and that crit didn't matter on the Chansey. He said it might have been able to live and hit me, but I told him that if anything, if I would have been down to a certain amount of HP, I could have just gone for the Endeavor and brought his Chansey down to a low amount of health, to where an Ice Shard or Earthquake or whatever would take it out. So yeah, next week we're gonna be taking the week off. It's Christmas break. Well, actually this week we're taking the break, and then after we'll have week 6 again. I'm going up against Lloyd of the Plymouth Pelipers. He's currently, I believe, 2-2, and he made a few transactions lately. I had already built for him, and I had a plan because he had a Mega Manectric, but he actually decided to exchange Mega Manectric for Mega Gyarados, and I actually made a drop accordingly to help me with that. I got rid of Vileplume. I realized, I'm not gonna really bring it. It's too situational, and I really needed something to help me against a lot of other teams' offensive threats. So I decided to get rid of Vileplume and pick up Poliwrath, and I know Poliwrath will come in handy for a lot of different Pokemon. Like it does a lot of work against Weavile or Mega Gyarados in this case. So yeah, there's my battle. I'm now 5-0 in the league. It's 3 of us now undefeated. It's myself, Adam, my good friend Adam, coach of the Manchester Murkrows, and another somebody else in my conference named Rodolfo. He's the coach of the Vermilion Strikes. And so it's just 3 of us left undefeated, and we've got 7 weeks left, and try to see what we can do. So I'll catch you guys next week, like maybe a week after, depending on when I get the battle done. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.